I just leave. I go home. I go home to my life, and I take care of my cat and do all the stuff I'm supposed to do.
She's outvanished, no warning, no grand exit speech, no tearful farewell. At the View's table just gone, Whoopi Goldberg has reportedly left the United States, fled to be exact, as the $800 million defamation lawsuit from rising conservative firebrand Karoline Leavitt kicks into full throttle mode. And oh boy, this isn't just a legal storm, it's a full-blown media reckoning behind closed doors. ABC is in panic mode. Producers are deleting emails, advertisers are freezing deals, PR teams are strategizing which. Let's be real is corporate code for screaming into pillows, and Whoopi, she dipped sources say she boarded a flight out of the country just days after court fast-tracked discovery. In Karoline's suit, some say she's taking time off, others they're whispering escape. So what's really going on? Why did Whoopi vanish? And how did this lawsuit spiral so fast, so big, and so messy? Let's break it all down layer by layer, meltdown by meltdown. But first, smash that like button if you're here for the drama, and make sure to subscribe for more explosive breakdowns of the stories the media is too scared to touch. Did you just subscribe? Perfect. Let's get into it.
Well, listen. If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Let's rewind the tape. It was supposed to be a routine guest appearance, another political talking head stepping into the lion's den known as The View. But Karoline Leavitt isn't just any guest, young, razor sharp, and boldly conservative in a space that rarely welcomes her kind. She knew exactly where she was stepping, and she didn't flinch hair in place, posture, perfect eyes, laser-focused. Karoline sat down, smiled politely, and prepared to engage, but the moment the segment began, you could feel it. This wasn't going to be a debate. It was a setup. Joy Behar struck first with a rehearsed chuckle. She waved off Karoline's resume as cute political fluff. She sarcastically questioned how someone barely old enough to rent a car had any business advising on national policy. Then Sunny Hostin took her swing arms, folded eyes narrowed. She dropped the phrase white privilege like a grenade, the implication Karoline didn't work for her platform. She inherited it. Sunny questioned her legitimacy, mocked her positions, and accused her of being a mouthpiece for outdated ideals. And then Whoopi, leaning in with that trademark eye roll and sly smile, Whoopi delivered the blow that would later end up in legal filings and national headlines. You're not here because you earned it. You're a product of right-wing pity politics. The audience roared with laughter. The co-host smirked, and the cameras panned on Karoline's face, perhaps expecting a meltdown, but Karoline didn't flinch. She didn't take the bait. No eye roll, no witty comeback, no viral soundbite, just a nod, a polite smile, and the kind of stoic restraint you only learn from being underestimated again. And again, what the host didn't know, Karoline wasn't retreating. She was loading her legal arsenal backstage. As she left the studio, she didn't call out the panel. She didn't go on Twitter. She didn't do a tell-all podcast. She called her lawyers. And The View, they had no idea what was coming.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on look?
The internet woke up to a shockwave. Karoline Leavitt sues The View for $800 million in landmark defamation case. Screenshots of the lawsuit spread like wildfire. TikTok creators broke it down line by line. Legal analysts called it a declaration of war against mainstream media bullying. This wasn't your average defamation. Claimed this was a 100-page legal cannonball accusing Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny host, and ABC of deliberate character assassination, on-air sabotage, and humiliation premeditated. Defamation, coordinated media targeting for political gain. The lawsuit was stacked with receipts. Karoline's legal team had dissected the segment down to milliseconds. They highlighted the eye rolls, timed the laughter, parsed the script prompts from the teleprompters. But the real bombshells came from backstage. Internal ABC memos, production meeting notes off camera audio. One damning email from producer read, "Open soft with Joy joke about youth. Let Sunny pivot to race angle Whoopi can deliver. The ideological kill shot." Another Slack message that said, "Karoline is trending. Go hard. This is our moment." It was scripted, it was staged, and it was ugly. Legal experts across media outlets nodded in unison. This wasn't Banner gone wrong. This was a hit job caught on paper. Karoline's lawyer went live on national television to deliver the statement. This is not about silencing opinion. This is about protecting integrity. No woman should be invited onto a platform just to be dismantled for sport. The media firestorm erupted. ABC went quiet. PR firms scrambled. But Karoline, she was just getting started.
think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of
At first, Whoopi did what Whoopi does. She brushed it off, laughed, dismissed it as political theater on air. She waved a lawsuit away, like it was dust on her shoulder. But behind the scenes, cracks began to show. ABC insiders leaked that Whoopi started showing up late to tapings, her mood agitated, defensive. She clashed with producers, ignored segment notes, skipped rehearsals, one writer reportedly said. You could cut the tension with a knife. She was spiraling and trying not to show it. Then came the summons, not a vague legal notice, not a polite letter, a full-blown court order delivered to ABC headquarters. Whoopi's team tried to spin it, claimed it was routine and expected, but she wasn't expecting this. The court was accelerating the case. Karolina's team had filed a motion to fast-track the proceedings, citing overwhelming public interest and time-sensitive reputational damage. The court agreed. Suddenly, Whoopi wasn't laughing. She was panicking. One producer claimed they overheard her whisper backstage, "I didn't think she'd actually go through with it." And that's when reality hit. Karoline Leavitt wasn't bluffing in Whoopi Goldberg. She was out of time, with the momentum swinging squarely in Karoline Leavitt's favor. Her legal team didn't just push the gas, they floored what started as a bold lawsuit, quickly evolved into a full-scale legal siege on ABC and The View's entire production infrastructure. And Karoline, she wasn't just leading it, she was laser-focused. Her lawyers demanded everything, not just surface-level transcripts or generic footage. No, they wanted the full skeletons, full access to production meetings, internal communications, every Slack message, Zoom call, recording, show rundown, and even raw, unedited behind-the-scenes footage. And what they found absolutely brutal, one leaked segment planning email had the subject line, "Karoline Polk Strategy," the body of that email. Even worse, have Sonny hit her first where race-angle Joy can slide in with a not-qualified jab, then let Whoopi handle Trump. We need her rattle make it look spontaneous. Another Slack thread showed producers suggesting, let Whoopi take it home with sarcasm, trigger her with tone jabs, keep cameras rolling for reaction cuts. Karoline's legal team played never-before-aired footage in court, a moment where Whoopi, mic still hot, leaned over and said, "She's all scripted, toss her a Trump grenade, watch her freeze." Legal analyst in the courtroom, gassed, a senior litigation expert on CNN Live, said, "This isn't accidental bias. This was a production strategy to corner and humiliate a guest. That's not commentary. That's targeted character demolition." And the public, they flipped. Viewers who were once skeptical of Karoline started rallying behind her. Even neutral political figures began calling for an internal investigation at ABC. And Whoopi, she went from being the show's anchor to completely MIA. Just like that, she was gone. No dramatic monologue, no final mug sip. At the end of an episode, no send-off from her co-host. Whoopi Goldberg disappeared from The View. ABC issued a vague email calling it a wellness break. But even that fell hollow. The timing was far too convenient. Just 2 days before a scheduled court deposition, the optics weren't great. Sources inside the network paint a very different picture. One junior producer leaked a chilling comment from a closed-door meeting. Whoopi said she needed air the next day. She was wheels up, no warning, no goodbye. Initial reports speculated she had retreated to a wellness center in upstate New York, but as hours turned into days, whispers became louder and unconfirmed tips surfaced. A one-way private jet had taken off from JFK, bound for Florence, Italy, chartered under a private entity long associated with a known celebrity fixer. Some insiders claim she's hiding out in a Mediterranean villa owned by a Hollywood power. A couple others say she's on a private island in the Caribbean. The most damning part, she left right after the court ordered all parties, including the host, to appear for official deposition under oath. And Whoopi didn't show. Legal commentators exploded. You don't disappear before a deposition unless you've got something to hide. A Fox News analyst said bluntly she ran. And Karoline's team, they said nothing, just smile, because in court silence can speak louder than words. The second Whoopi's disappearance hit Twitter, the floodgates opened. Whereas Whoopi began trending within the hour, TikTokers posted video mashups. One moment, Whoopi confidently mocking Karoline on air. The next, her courtroom sketch, haunted eyes, clenched jaw, followed by a jet engine taking off. YouTubers dubbed it The View's vanishing act. One meme showed Karoline in a blazer, holding legal documents, while Whoopi clutched a passport on the tarmac. Caption: Karoline went to court, Whoopi went to Italy. It wasn't just conservative voices chiming in, any more neutral and even left-leaning commentators began raising eyebrows. This doesn't look like wellness. It looks like running ABC Try to Stem the Bleeding. But their statement, generic, sterile, almost robotic, we support our talent, in their personal health journeys, the public wasn't buying it. Ratings dipped. Advertisers paused campaigns. The View, once a daytime juggernaut, suddenly found itself as the subject of ridicule rather than the source of commentary, a viewer tweeted. The show that used to hold people accountable can't even hold its hosts in the same time zone the court of public opinion had voted. And it wasn't Whoopi's favor. While the headlines swirl with rumors about Whoopi's disappearance, private jets, foreign villas, media silence, Karoline Leavitt, she's making headlines for all the right reasons. Let's paint a picture. Courtroom lights, national media watching, and in walks Karoline. No entourage, no theatrics, just her a navy blazer, a neat ponytail, and a binder full of receipts. Legal analysts are calling her composure remarkably rare. Commentators across both liberal and conservative circles are stunned. One Fox News anchor called her the calm before a media storm, and MSNBC, even they admitted she's not just performing, she's presenting. Karoline Leavitt isn't yelling, she's not live streaming, she's playing the long game. Her strategy crystal clear: facts over flash, strategy over spectacle, and it's working. Hashtags like Karoline stands tall is View on trial, and media accountability now, and truth over takedowns are lighting up feeds from X to Instagram. Clips of Karoline calmly testifying while Whoopi's courtroom meltdown plays in split screen are going viral hourly. One TikTok creator summed it up perfectly. Karoline showed up with her hair tied and her case type. Whoopi brought a smirk and fled. Another posted a video titled "How a 20-some conservative just turned ABC into a legal battlefield." And one even prominent journalist who once dismissed Karoline as just another Gen Z Republican are now eating their words. Why? Because Karoline didn't show up to win a soundbite. She showed up to win a precedent-setting case. And if court watchers are right, she might just go down in history as the woman who ended a legacy talk show without ever raising her voice. And now let's talk about the slow-motion implosion that is The View.
Raised a few eyebrows using the Bible to support the idea of kids getting gender change surgeries. Take a look.
This is a party that says we believe in parents' rights. You're telling me that as a parent, I'm not smart enough to decide if my child and I need to have gender affirming. Our doctors are not involved. What is going? So I can't decide what my kid reads. I can't decide for my child what my child says is going on. You're telling me your beliefs, and they keep saying it, and I keep saying, what Bible are you reading? Because God was really clear. Very clear.
I would say this is a new low for The View, but it isn't. They've gone way lower before. It's certainly on brand for The View.
One is scrambling like never before. One internal memo leaked and confirmed by multiple insiders literally said, "We are hemorrhaging trust, viewership, and credibility. We must prepare for the possibility of cancellation." Yikes. Joy Behar, reportedly furious, sources claim she told execs she feels thrown under the bus and is ready to walk, and Sunny hole in her legal credibility is now a liability. Headlines are asking, how did the lawyer on set not see this lawsuit coming? Oof. Behind the scenes, set morale is at an all-time low. Crew members, whisper showrunners, are reportedly auditioning backup panelists, and the network hosting emergency Zoom calls daily. Meanwhile, advertisers are pulling out sponsors that once paid millions for commercial slots during View are quietly backing away, citing reputational risks. Some companies have even pulled all advertising from ABC's daytime lineup just to avoid association. And while the show collapses like a house of cards, Carolina, she says nothing, no victory lap, no tweet storm, just silent momentum. She's letting the show destroy itself. Because this isn't just about a conservative being attacked. This is about media crossing a line and learning what happens when a target doesn't take it lying down. And Whoopi, even if she returns, it won't matter, because the damage is already done. The legacy she spent decades building now permanently scarred. With 2 words, defamation lawsuit.
If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on and
Right.
That's what you hear.
Yeah.
When they don't have anything to hold you with, nothing to make you think about what they have to say, they talk at you, not to you. And that's what she was doing. And she was doing it, and it's not new.
No.
But everybody's hip to you all now.
Yeah.
And we are anticipating that you are not prepared. Because you keep saying you going and you preparing when you're on the trail.
Yeah.
I would like this young lady this is her first job. I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was...
All right, folks, now it's your turn. Do you believe Whoopi really fled the country to dodge the 800-meter heat? Should ABC pull the plug on The View before it drags a whole network down? And is Karoline Leavitt officially the most unexpected legal heavyweight of the decade? Sound off in the comments. I'm watching like a hawk. And before you go, smash that like button. Because Karoline didn't just clap back, she detonated a cultural reckoning. And Whoopi, she's not sipping tea behind that desk anymore. She's hiding while the rest of the world watches The View burn. Stay tuned, because this storm is just getting started.